Aujourd'hui, vous prenez des notes sur les interrogatifs en français. Interrogatif, interrogative, just means question words. Est-ce que is the first interrogative that we'll look at. It's one of the ones that we're most familiar with. And it's very easy to use because you just put it at the beginning of a phrase and then you have yourself a yes or no question. Est-ce qu'il va à l'école? Does he go to school? Oui or no. Inversion, you switch the subject and the verb, the order in the sentence. Va-t-il à l'école? And for the il and L form, if there's a vowel beforehand, then we're going to need to add that T to really differentiate between the two words. N'est-ce pas is a phrase that gets added at the end of a sentence and often will translate to like, is that right? Is that so? Il va à l'école, n'est-ce pas? And again, you would answer with oui or no. And then intonation, which is just talking about the tone of your voice. If I say il va à l'école, you can tell that that's a statement, a fact. But if I say il va à l'école, suddenly you know that I'm asking you a question. We can do this in English, and the French can do this as well. There are several interrogative adverbs. Combien, which is how much, or combien de, how many. Comment, which is how. We often use the word comment if we're in a conversation and you want to clarify. Like if you don't hear what they say or if you don't understand. When you say comment, it's a little more polite. The person might repeat or clarify. If you were to say quoi, then they might just translate to English, thinking you don't know anything about what's going on in the conversation. Où is where, pourquoi is why, and quand is when. Now the note at the bottom is talking about the third example in the pourquoi section. It's saying that if you have one subject and one simple verb, that you have to construct the question this way. Pourquoi ton chapeau est-il tiré? We didn't do any sort of inversion. Whereas for the third example under où, we were able to just simply invert the verb and the noun. Next we have interrogative adjectives. Quel, and quel, all the masculine and feminine forms since they're adjectives. There are 4 different forms. These translate to what or which, and they need to agree with the noun or nouns they're talking about. So, quelle chemise préfères-tu? Quelle est la réponse logique? And they have to have the noun following them. You cannot just say quelle préfères-tu. We're going to take a look at how you could get rid of the noun in a following slide, but for right now, quelle needs to have a noun following it. Here are some invariable interrogative pronouns. We can use qui as a subject, direct object, an object of a preposition, always when we're talking about people. So, the 3 example questions, qui aime MC Solar? Who likes MC Solar? Who is our subject? Second one, qui as-tu vu au concert? You are the subject, but qui is your object, and we want to know who it is that you saw. And then in the third question, qui again is also the object, and it follows a preposition. With whom did you go to the concert? When we're talking about things, we have to structure the question differently. Qu'est-ce qui is how we make the subject of the question when we're talking about a thing. Qu'est-ce qui se passe? What happens? Que fais-tu? What are you doing? Qu'est-ce que tu fais? What are you doing? In this case, we have our direct object, is the que and the qu'est-ce que. And when we're talking about something, we're asking about a thing, and it is the object after a preposition, then we're going to use quoi. De quoi parles-tu? What are you talking about? Finally, we have interrogative pronouns. You may remember from previous years learning about quel and then lequel together. Lequel Has 4 different forms, masculine, feminine, and then the singular and plurals. And in English, we translate these to which one, which ones. So the example questions, which one of these young men plays the guitar? To which of these 2 concerts are you going? So the lequel and the auquel are replacing the noun. They're replacing the idea of quel plus the noun. So there you have it. We've looked at several interrogatives today. If you have any questions, do not hesitate to ask me in class. À demain!